He is Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. He is unforgettable, undesirable. Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. His hate was unbearable, undescribable. Ivan the Terrible.
Born on August 25th, 1930, couldn't skip fate, came out hands dirty. He was the grandson of Ivan the Great. Nobody could tell that he was filled with hate. Both of his parents died at a young age, probably the reason for all his rage. He blamed the Boyers for his mom's death, hated them more after her last breath. Nobility took care of him. After that day, he didn't know he was their personal prey. Growing up, he was steadily neglected, molded his mind, his brain was mentally defected. Sometimes he was beaten, head to toe, bruised and broken. He continued to grow. Different from most kids, he didn't play with a toy. Instead, he tortured animals as a young boy. Surprisingly, he was actually pretty smart. He loved poetry, music, and art. He would soon become a ruthless czar. His fierceless rule would take him far.
He is Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. He is unforgettable, undesirable. Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. His hate was unbearable, undescribable. Ivan the Terrible.
First crowned czar when he was just a teen. People didn't know he was so cruel and mean. In the beginning, he was socially constructive. Different from later, he was utterly destructive. He appointed a council to help him reform. He had, for a czar, this was not out of the norm. He had two main goals as Tsar of Muscovy: resist the Mongols and access the Baltic Sea. By 1556, Muscovy extended to the Urals, which made it hard for the enemy Moguls. Ivan also called to build St. Bela's Cathedral. It took 6 years and made Ivan seem less evil. The people started to hate him when he took their land, gave it to supporters who he had in the palm of his hand. When his wife died, he became depressed and sad. His behavior got erratic. His ruling got bad. His wish was granted, and people started to cower. He even once beat his pregnant daughter, which caused a miscarriage. He had committed manslaughter. Nobody was safe from him, not even his son. Ivan killed him in rage and walked away when he was done.
He is Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. He is unforgettable, undesirable. Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. His hate was unbearable, undescribable. Ivan the Terrible.
The years had gone. His health was decreasing. 37 years of ruling. His heart problems were increasing. The end was coming, and he couldn't escape it. He just hoped that he died in the way he saw fit. Too bad that he died by a stroke on the floor. That day came and seen in March 1518. The kingdom was left to his son Fedor, the unfit offspring of Mr. Ivan IV. The country was doomed. It was spiraling down. What did they expect? Ivan's son was a clown. The country was diminished. Then they had to wait for a good leader who came in the form of Peter the Great. This is the end of the story of Ivan the Terrible.
He is Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. He is unforgettable, undesirable. Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. His hate was unbearable, undescribable. Ivan the Terrible. He is Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. He is unforgettable, undesirable. Ivan, Ivan the Terrible. His hate was unbearable, undescribable.